Welcome to Health with Hashimoto's, a podcast for you if you are diagnosed with Hashimoto's, wondering if you might have thyroid problems, or you're at risk for this autoimmune issue because of genetics. Exhausted and overwhelmed, you long to feel like yourself again, but you don't know where to start. Welcome to the Exhausted Mom's Path to Whole Health. Hi, I'm Esther. I am a registered nurse, and after 17 years in emergency departments around the country, I grew fed up by the system that only looks at symptoms and slaps short-term band-aids on problems instead of helping people truly discover how to reclaim their health. I went back to school for holistic health, and I am here to help you discover your next step on your journey to whole health. Whole health is made up of body, mind, spirit, diet, and environment. Changes can be made in any of these areas to help you create better health. Each episode of this podcast will provide simple and true tips so that you can take action immediately. Let's dive into today's topic. When you're facing the holidays and you have Hashimoto's, things might feel different. You might look at the next holiday or this coming season and feel dread, or maybe you feel depressed, or maybe you feel unsure of how you're going to navigate parties and get-togethers. I don't know what you are feeling as you go into this next holiday season, but I want you to know that you matter. You matter. Just because you have a new diagnosis, just because things might be different for you, doesn't mean that you are any less. You matter. Your feelings matter. Your circumstances matter. Your physical well-being matters. You matter. I want you to know that deep down. Head knowledge is great, but knowing deep down that you matter, that is important too. So if you don't hear anything else in this podcast, I want you to know that even though everything might feel different in this holiday season, you still matter. You have value. So let's talk about Hashimoto's and the holidays. So maybe last year you didn't know yet that you had Hashimoto's, and you went through Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and you just felt so fatigued, but you just thought that's how things were and you made it through. This year, you know that you have Hashimoto's and you know why you're tired, but you also know that you're doing a whole lot of things differently to support your body, to support your immune system, and to heal. So you might look ahead at Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's a little bit differently, and that's okay. When you look ahead, you might feel tired in anticipation of everything that's going to happen. You might feel depressed or anxious about get-togethers or things that normally happen in a holiday season that just might not feel normal. You might be worried about all of the food, because a lot of our celebrations and holidays are centered around food. They have been throughout the history of humankind. We celebrate in community while eating. It is part of our celebration. And if you have taken dairy or gluten or soy or sugar out of your diet, you might be wondering, what is this celebration? What is this get together going to look like for me? Am I going to feel lonely? Am I going to feel excluded? Or maybe you're thinking, am I going to be a burden? Is everybody going to worry about making something special for me? And will that detract from their experience? Whatever you are feeling going into the holidays, your feelings are valid. You have valid feelings because you are valuable. Now, I can't change what's going to happen. I can't change how people are going to react, but I can help you as you navigate these next couple months. So right now, how would you rate your happiness? If you had to rate your happiness 0 to 10, 10 being you are just incredibly happy all the time, 0 being you are severely depressed, no happiness, no joy. Now, what would you do to increase that rating by 2? So let's say you rated yourself a 6. To go up to an 8, what would that mean to you? How would life be differently if you were 2 numbers higher right now? What would you do in order to get that 2? I'm going to tell you a secret. There is something that takes less than 5 minutes a day that is absolutely free and that anybody can do it, that scientifically raises your happiness value by 2 on a 10-point scale. Isn't that hard to believe? Something that doesn't take very much time and is totally free, and it can raise your happiness by 2 on a 10-point scale. It just is amazing. So what is it? It's this: keeping a gratitude journal. It's so simple. And right now is a great time to start. As I am recording this, it's the beginning of November. If you are on Facebook, on social media, I'm sure that you're already seeing gratitude posts pop up because November is the month of gratitude. Thanksgiving is always in November, and people tend to focus more on gratitude this month. I love it. Keeping a gratitude journal is not restricted to November. You can start a gratitude journal at any time, and you can keep it all year round, not just November. Here's how it works. You grab a piece of paper. It can be a beautiful notebook. It can be a store-bought journal. It can be a specific gratitude journal. Amazon is full of them. It can be anything that you want as long as it has space to write. At the end of each day, you're going to write down at least 3 things that you are grateful for. They don't have to be big. They can be small. They can be huge. But write down 3 things that you are grateful for. What this does is it trains your brain to look for the good things in each day. There are always different circumstances happening all around us. Some things are good, some things are bad, some things just are. We cannot usually change the circumstances around us. We might have an impact on them, but we can choose how we look at those circumstances. Keeping a gratitude journal trains your brain to look for things to be grateful for each day, because your brain knows that it's going to be writing something down at the end of the day. Now, the portion of your brain that controls this, it's the reticular activating system, or RAS. You might have heard me talk about that already on this podcast in a previous episode. Your reticular activating system controls what impulses are noticed when they get to the brain. For example, what does your left big toe feel like right now? Before I asked that, you probably were not aware of it. But now that I've asked that, you can tell me how your left great toe feels. Is it warm? Is it cold? Does it feel the floor? Is the sock too tight on it? What sensations does it feel? Well, before I asked that, your brain had filtered it out. It was still getting all of the impulses about your toe, but it had deemed them unimportant, so you did not need to focus on it. Now that I've asked you about your toe, your reticular activating system has bumped those impulses up into important. The same thing happens when you are keeping a gratitude journal. When you're keeping a gratitude journal, you are telling your reticular activating system that it is important to look for and notice the good things happening all around us. And when you shift your mindset like that, when you start to look for the good all around you, your happiness goes up. In fact, in scientific research, it goes up by a factor of 2 on a 10-point scale. So as you go into the holidays, try keeping a gratitude journal. You can work now to navigate some of those conversations to make the get-togethers and the gatherings a little bit easier. But what you can also do right now is train your brain to look for the good. Because when you go to a gathering, a celebration, and it's not the same as last year, it feels a little bit different, you really want to come away from that celebration recollecting the good of the celebration, focusing on the positive things. There are always positive things, and there might be more negatives this year. I don't want you to be filled with those negatives. I want you to come away from each and every get-together, each and every holiday occasion, come away feeling that you are loved, that you are valuable, that good things happened there, and that you made good memories. By keeping a gratitude journal, by writing down at least 3 things that you are grateful for each night, you are training your brain to look for the good. It will start to happen unconsciously. So start a gratitude journal tonight. You can just grab a scrap of paper. If you don't have a notebook, you can grab anything as long as you can write it. And I will say, writing it with pen or pencil and paper is more impactful for your brain than tapping it out on a screen. So if you can write it, it's going to work better. If you can't write it out, if you feel like you need to tap it out on your phone or type it out on your computer, that's fine. At least you're asking your brain to recollect those moments. But when you actually write it out, it engages more things within your brain. It is tactile and it uses more motor function. So it works on a deeper level in your brain and it's more powerful. So writing it out longhand is going to be more impactful, but the main thing is you have the option right now to increase your happiness by telling your brain to look for the good in every single day. Hey, thanks for listening to the podcast today. Hashimoto's thyroiditis can be overwhelming and frightening. Your body isn't working as expected and you get frustrated. You can be dealing with many different symptoms, including fatigue, anxiety, heart palpitations, depression, brain fog, and more. You might find yourself saying, I just want to feel like myself again, and I get it. I created the Hashimoto's 101 guide so that you can understand what Hashimoto's is, what it means for you, and how you can create a path to health. There is hope. You can find better health. Download this free guide at healthwithhashimotos.com/guide. Please help others find this show by rating and reviewing it in your podcast app or by sharing a screenshot of today's episode in your social media stories. Be sure to tag me on Instagram. You can find me at esthy.rn. This podcast is for informational and educational purposes only. Please be sure to discuss any concerns and plans with your trusted healthcare professional.